Thank you for tuning on RDHS TV. This is the overview in which we present to you politics in Uganda, the current politics that is going on in our country that has previously happened, and what do we expect to come in the political aspect, spheres of this country. With me, I'm called Tawangula Elijah. I do not work alone. I work with my friend here.
Thanks for tuning on our Jesus TV. My name is Muganza Latif. We are talking about the politics of today, the politics of the future, and politics of the past. Yeah.
Also,
my name is Mutesepo. As you know, I'm always presenting to you the overview, politics in Uganda, the past politics, current politics, as well as sometimes we make predictions for the coming politics.
okay,
Yeah.
this is the team with which I work with, and today we're going to analyze the previous politics in our country.
Yeah. As you know, in the overview, we talk about the politics of the past, the present, and the future. So today we are going to talk about the legendary
Iddi
Amin Dada, National,
General,
the British conqueror. The man had a lot of titles.
That man was almost becoming a king.
Yeah.
Because you know, here in Central, the king of Uganda is having, is it 72 names?
Yeah.
72 names.
Yeah. So
Now, His Excellency Iddi Amin Dada, Field Marshal, the General, the British conqueror, the Bano,
Major.
the man had a lot of titles. I saw a video they were introducing Iddi Amin Dada as the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors.
Yeah.
Indeed, actually, in Africa, we have had three field marshals, one in Uganda, one in Ethiopia, and the other in South Africa.
South Africa.
Is it Nelson Mandela?
It's not in Nelson Mandela, it's some other person.
Nelson Mandela is just a freedom fighter.
Actually, Nelson Mandela was civilian president. He was not a general.
He never joined the army.
Yeah, he was a civilian president, and he did.
Sometimes it's also an advantage to first join the army before become president.
It is never an advantage.
It's an advantage. There's that respect you gain after becoming a soldier and you are a president.
The reason that's why in Africa today we're facing a lot of dictatorial rule is because the army or the military is taking over politics. It is taking over leadership.
So they fear none.
They don't fear anything.
They're not having that feeling of fear or what.
They're just forcing their way onto the people they are leading. Actually, they're not leaders, they are rulers.
So today we are going to talk about that great man.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Iddi Amin Dada?
Iddi Amin Dada. Of course, when you talk about Iddi Amin Dada, or a Ugandan civilian gets in contact with that name of Iddi Amin Dada. Of course, if that person went to school, the first thing to come in mind is that Iddi Amin Dada was the British conqueror, Iddi Amin Dada was the field marshal. That's all.
For me, I can tell you something about it. That when I was in my primary, we used to teachers used to tell us that Uganda once had a president called Iddi Amin Dada, who say this statement. He say that when I was going to Entebbe airport, my football card DDP, then they used to say that you people must read books so that you can learn English.
No,
when you
I think that coincidence was for I think that coincidence of like broken English or what was for Apollo to the body.
No,
it was for Iddi Amin Dada.
But the man, that man who speaks fluent English,
most educated president in Uganda.
Apollo to the body.
Yes.
At times when I'm listening to their speeches, it's like as if His Excellency Apollo to the body had poor English.
No,
okay.
Obote, who was one of the collaborators during
that regime of
the
colonialism. Yeah.
So he was taught very well.
He had very good English.
Very good English. But with that issue, Iddi Amin speaking broken English, I really support him. You know why?
Why?
This case of speaking English, it is a dictatorial thing. Or we can call it neo-colonialism.
It's foreign.
Of which the British
influenced us with their language.
Influenced us with their language. So at least we should.
And perhaps when we are singing English, it's becoming like the official language of Uganda.
It is.
It's now the official. It's not even becoming. It's the official language of Uganda.
Our issue now comes the official language of Uganda.
Let's continue.
So that we can support Africa.
No, let me tell you something.
You know,
This language that can become the official language of Uganda. We all know, like it or not, it is Luganda, of which Luganda is being spoken.
Support your answer. Support your answer.
When you go to Ankole, people know Luganda. When you go to Gulu, people know Luganda. When you go to India, some people know Luganda because they were once in Uganda. Uganda is one of the languages that were used in World Cup. It is one of the official languages worldwide.
So, Mr. Lega, should I raise a question? How many languages are related to Uganda?
How many languages are related
except Lusoga?
Lutoro, Swahili.
You see, in Uganda we have very many local languages.
But Uganda is
But in Angola is that appropriate for that?
No.
Okay, we want to make
just a few months ago, a certain man was forcing someone to speak in Nyankole. Nyankole is just being forced.
I also had that topic. So today, as we are going to talk about the Iddi Amin Dada, you see, this man, we are going to talk about this main issue. The man slept, and in the morning he woke up and said, yesterday at night I dreamed that I should chase away these Asians from Uganda.
I had a divinely dream.
The
man was a believer, of course.
They usually say that leaders are chosen in heaven. The man used to speak to the
and leadership is from God.
Leadership is from God.
God communicated to the man and told him that you must chase the Asians.
The man slept and said, today I have given the Asians 90 days to leave Uganda. 90 days.
Indeed, the man was a believer. How can you give 90 days for you to leave your country? Just if I'm that man, I can even just give 2 weeks, even 2 weeks minimum.
Okay, Mr. Tawangula, what do you know about this? What caused this issue of sending away the Asians in Uganda? Remember, most of the Asians were Indians. The Indians came during colonial rule, whereby they were brought to Uganda by the British. To construct the railway. So, what was the effect of sending away the Asians, and what caused the British as well? And what caused that issue?
Justifiably, as you have just said, the Indians were brought in Africa or in East
Uganda
and
joined Uganda
by the British.
To construct this Mombasa
railway.
You get it? They were called the Indian coolies.
The Indian coolies.
Indeed, they constructed that railway. But after reaching Uganda, they decided to settle in our country.
So when it reached
people who were brought to construct a railway, maybe it was used as a trick by the British to bring in
the.
No, those guys tended to Isaac a lot.
So after these people constructing that railway and being done with it, I remember that railway was constructed not to help Africans or Ugandans. It was to exploit Ugandans, East Africans. Because the colonialists
exploit our resources.
They were going to exploit our resources, and so
and not for our own benefit, but for their benefit.
For their own benefit.
So the man in 1972 in August,
dreamt. And God communicated to him just because God chose him as the leader of Uganda. Communicated to him that your country is having a lot of people who are not your, how do you call, citizens, and they are exploiting all the resources of your natives. The Ugandans had no jobs right there.
Just I've tried to think about this. According to me, now I think these guys, the British, I think they now died in their freedom. So because those guys are the missionaries, of course. They are who taught us much about the religion, especially Christianity
and Islam,
inclusive. And so I know with their teachings, they might have explained to Iddi Amin that I always believe in God. Now God communicates to us through dreams. I always believe in dreams. So one of the ways as how God communicates to us it's now through dreams. So now I think after the man dreaming of that
dream.
You know, Iddi Amin Dada is indeed a genius. You know, when he was being told by them that God communicates through dreams. He also dreamed.
He believed.
And he put that into consideration. He knew that God was really communicating. And indeed, God had communicated. Just look, the Indians had influenced all the aspects, all the economic aspects of the country.
He even said that these guys are definitely sucking the economy of Uganda.
They were sucking it.
Because when you look at the businesses that were carried out by them in Uganda, most of them the importing and the exporting of goods. It was being done by the
the only position that was having the Ugandan representative so that presidential post, because he was the president. But for the remaining sector,
mostly the economic sector was controlled by the Indians. And perhaps we are seeing even now we still have some of the Indians, though they are considered to be.
You know,
they are
so angry
to be the citizens
the
of
current
Uganda.
government of Uganda that has really built up the Asians into our economy. You know, when Idi Amin Dada chased those
conquered them.
That's why he was even called the British conqueror. He conquered those guys.
Let me just find this. When the British people brought the Indians into our country indeed was being exploited by the Indians economically, because they used to get the profits from here and then carry them to India,
to their country.
Yet our country was not benefiting. Ugandans were not benefiting. So the man, by God communicating to him, he decided to use that chance to stabilize the economy, so that Ugandans can also gain from their economy.
And by then Uganda had started developing seriously.
And indeed Ugandans developed.
At times when you try to look at those videos, for you can confirm that Uganda was developing at a high level.
And just look at this. When he chased away those people, I got worried when I saw that after in 1986, these people were being given a chance to come back to our country. That thing is not really bad by bringing them back. Okay? But at least the government had to put some measures, some sanctions that could prohibit them from influencing the economy in a way that could turn up being an exploitation, which is happening now. When you look at the big companies in Uganda, are all influenced by Indians. Just look who is the richest person in Uganda. Okay?
That man
is called Sudil.
So they were given the opportunity to come back with their direct influence here, intentional influence.
Yes, of which Indians today have a full minister in the government of Uganda. Why would they have such a person? Yet they also have an ambassador. Yes.
And it's in their country.
This is on
they're just foreigners.
Ugandans are suffering day in, day out. Look at this Madivan companies there of Kachila. And look at Harris International.
It's all for Indians.
It's all for Indians.
At times I feel bad. Like previously, was it last time when I was in senior 4, I visited Madivan, Nachigalala. I found Ugandans, they are suffering, the Lord just doing what? But for that, India just waiting for money.
During the colonial rule, we are suffering directly. People used to recognize that. But perhaps in Uganda, people are suffering indirectly. We are being colonized indirectly, of which it's bringing a lot of poverty, it's bringing a lot of unemployment in Uganda. So in order to stabilize this thing, Idi Amin Dada during that time, he had to chase away the Indians so that people should be employed. So when I was looking at the videos in some video, I saw that Idi Amin Dada used to say, like for example, Mr. Tawangula, this hotel is from today is going to be yours. He was giving out those things to those guys, to the Ugandans. So Mr. Moita said, this company from today and onwards, it's yours. So people were benefiting from their own resources. But perhaps in Uganda, when you go to some different places, like the Harris company and the Madivan company, these companies are employing Ugandans, but being controlled by what? By the Indians. That is
Ugandans now the Ugandans are working like machines.
So Ugandans that means they are working. We are being colonized.
Manpower is only for Ugandans.
Yeah. We are being colonized
previously, when I was also watching that video, now His Excellency Idi Amin Dada used to work along roadsides with the Ugandans. Now he used to tell them that this shop is now yours, this hardware is now yours, this hospital is now yours. Things like that. I felt very happy. Even the man was present, If the man had never died, I could go to his home